The Simply Homeschool Planner for the 2022 school year is here, hot in my hands, and I can't wait to show it to you. Firstly, if you aren't aware of who Simply Homeschool are, I'll put a link to their website in the description box down below. But in a nutshell, Simply Homeschool can accommodate the vast majority of your home education needs, from literature-based, interactive, family learning plans to assistance with your homeschool registration. Okay, let's get on to the planner. I do love the Aussie vibe it has going on, and that the spiral binding allows it to lay completely flat. Along with it can fold back on itself. I do like that when my school books have that, because you know, cluttered tables and all, we don't always have the space to have a book this size laying out completely open. So the cover is soft and flexible, yet it's still a thicker card so that it protects the inside pages of the planner. So as we open up and have a look inside, we've got some cute little stickers included with this one. And this top section, I'm not sure if you can see, I haven't peeled any off yet, but they peel off and can be used for side tabs or divider labels running down the side of the planner. So you can easily flip to a month or a section that you want to get to inside the planner. Oh my, I love, love, love that the first page includes a space for your homeschool vision statement. If you are yet to do this exercise, be sure to look for my video here on the channel where I guide you through the process of coming up with your own vision statement for your homeschool. It's such an empowering and valuable thing to do. And so I really love that Simply Homeschool have included that here. As you can see, all of the pages are black and white, yet they still have a lovely watercolor vibe going on. So first up, we have a year at a glance calendar pages, both for 2022 and the 2023 calendar years. Including 2023 is so helpful because we all know how many times as we get to the end of one year we need to look to the year ahead. So I really appreciate that they made the decision to include the following year calendar at a glance. And then along the bottom of these pages you have all of our major public holidays. From here we head into what are titled the individual learning plan pages. These are designed to be used for each child, and there are 6 of these included in the planner. So as you can see, this provides a space to really dig deep into each of your kids, to look at their strengths, their interests, and their goals for the year ahead. And then over the page, we have a section for the core learning areas. Now this is set up so that it works in well with how the Simply Homeschool program is structured. And whilst I'm yet to see the complete Simply Homeschool program, I do know that they utilise book-based learning units, which they call cores. Maybe one day I'll get access to Simply Homeschool so that I can give you a look inside. So you have this page broken down into columns. You have the core, or the name of the learning unit, what learning areas it will cover, and how many lessons it contains. If you aren't a Simply Homeschool user, this would still be easy enough to use, just with either using subjects or your own theme-based learning. So still staying within the learning plan, we flip over to the big picture pages. So these are a simple at-a-glance overview of your plans for the entire year ahead. At the top of the page here you have a key which can be color-coded. One thing I want to point out, and it might just be my old age eyes, but I would like to see where they use just tiny little font. I could barely read it, seriously. So that is very, very light. I would like to see that printed darker if possible, but really that's negligible. It doesn't affect the planner in any way. That's just for me. So I'm just going to grab a pencil and show you quickly how you might begin to use this page. This is a very flexible page, and Simply Homeschool do have a lengthy article on their website with ideas on how you might like to utilize it. So a quick example could be my first color-coded section, maybe our school holidays, for example, as we work roughly to school term date. So I might choose to color the first box gray up here, and then I'm going to label that school holidays. Oops. So then down the bottom here, you can see we have all these grid squares, and there's 52 of them. So 52 weeks in a year. So each one relates to a week in the year, which as we get further into the planner, you will see that each week in the year is broken down in the back of the book. So they all correlate together. So then as I come down to the squares, so I know here that week 52, which being the last week of the year, is definitely going to be a school holiday week for us. So I know that I can colour in that particular week with my grey to correspond with my grey key up the top. Then I also know that week 14, I believe, is Easter, and that will also be a definite school holiday break for us. So basically, as I plan my weeks, I can just go through this calendar here and cover out anything that I know will be school holidays for us. So once I've planned that out, then I can move on to something else. Do I want to possibly look at particular theme-based learning units or the Simply Homeschool cores and give them each a different color-coded section and then mark them into the year as to when they will be completed? So as I said, it's a really flexible page, and I'm sure that you may come up with many of your own ideas for how it may best work for you. And finally, staying with the learning plan, we have a section to record books. So again, this may be a place to plan out what books this particular child in this learning plan will read this year, or you could actually go back and write down when they have actually read the book. So that would be up to you and personal preference there. As I said earlier, there are 6 of these learning plan sections for you to use, or if you don't have that many children, then I think the excess pages would be very easy to simply remove from the planner. And so now we move into the month at a view pages. These are all here in one spot together. So you've got the entire year, month after month. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about that. And for me, I do wonder if they would be better utilised at the beginning of each monthly breakdown section, which you will see in a moment. But they are a really good size to record out appointments, excursions, and anything that you need to see at a glance for the month ahead. And then we flip over to the weekly layouts. So here, every single week of the year is included, not just the school week. That is fabulous, especially because one, most school planners do only include, the school weeks, but also because there are so many families that school year round or don't school to a typical public school year. So having this as a true 52-week planner is really a very great idea. Basically, each page is the same. They are dated and they have the week in the top right-hand corner. There's plenty of space to record either retrospectively or to plan out learning objectives for each day, depending on the style of planning that suits you best. So as I mentioned before, this is where I think for me that I'd prefer the month at a glance pages interspersed appropriately in this section of the planner. Simply because, and this is just my brain and how it works, I'd say I'd mostly forget about those monthly overview pages if I have to always remember to go back and look at them. Each to their own, I guess, as to how planners work best for us. So let's flip all the way through to week 52. And then we come to the last few pages in the planner. And these are always helpful pages to have in any planner. So this one we've got some bucket list items, and I love that. And goodness, if I was able to fill that many bucket list items in a year, wouldn't we be winning? But I love that you can pop it in with a date and tick it off when it's completed. Any visits, excursions, field trips, anything like that on the visits page. What you read, and possibly you may have in the individual learning plan is independent reads, and here could be family reads, for example. What you watched together as a family. As you know, we are big documentary watchers here in our home, so this would definitely be filled and then some for the year. Any activities that you did, so again, this may come up with extracurricular activities, co-ops, all those types of things. And then you move into some note pages. So you've got one titled Play, so how you interpret that is left up to you. Community, passwords, always great to have those passwords, they never go missing. And then we have a few pages left to be able to take notes. So I do like that that's included, because we always have a notebook with us where we're scribbling notes, us homeschool mums. So having it in the planner is a really good idea. And then lastly, some idea pages, whether it be ideas for just future weeks in this year or ideas for the next year ahead. And that is the Simply Homeschool Planner. I do really like the overall simplicity of this planner. It's visually clutter-free and very easy to follow, and that's a really big plus for me. Don't forget, I'll leave a link in the description box down below so that you can have a closer look at it for yourself. And be sure to check out all of our other flip-throughs and reviews here on the channel. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.